I'm in Switzerland, I'm unemployed, so I don't have a job, and I have to survive at least another 3 months, because in 3 months, I'll finally start working again. And in this video, I'll explain what to do if you're in the same situation to survive as long as possible here while spending as little as possible while still having a decent life. All right, guys. My situation is simple. I lost my job and I have to survive for 3 months here in Switzerland. In my case, I have at least 5,000 euros in my bank account. If you have to survive in Switzerland, make sure you've set aside at least some money, which will be essential. The first step is obviously to look for a job. And no, it's not a joke, guys. You have to look for a job right away. There are many places here in Switzerland looking for temporary workers for a few months or a few weeks on call. The smartest thing you can do if you have a license and a car is maybe try being a courier, which is what I'm doing, delivering pizzas. Unlike in Italy where it's poorly paid and you get 2 euros per delivery, here you're paid by the hour, at least in serious places. I'm paid 20 euros an hour net, which means he pays me 25 or 28 gross. And yes, you have an on-call contract that counts as a real contract, and it also counts towards the work hours you accumulate for the RAV. Another important thing is to register with the RAV if you've been fired or your contract wasn't renewed. The RAV is the Swiss Unemployment Center, where they pay you 80% of your previous monthly earnings. If you don't know German like me, they offer free courses you must take to learn German while they help you find work. You can say if you want to keep working as a cook like I did or switch careers, they really help you. And I guarantee it works. It's not like in Italy where you're on unemployment and nothing happens, you just stay home or at the bar. Here, you must take the courses or you lose your benefits. You have to accept a job if they find you one, or you lose your benefits. If the employer doesn't keep you, they keep paying you and help you look for another job. Here, guys, you have to take the courses or you'll lose your unemployment benefits. You have to go to work if they find you a job, because if you don't go, you lose your benefits. At most, if the employer doesn't need you or decides not to keep you, they'll continue to pay you and look for another job for you. On one hand, it's cool to stay home on unemployment, but on the other, it's better that they help you find a job because a job allows you to survive. In Switzerland, without money, you can't do anything. But in this case, we have to survive for about 3 months, which is roughly the time it takes to find another job here in Switzerland. Less is almost impossible unless you're highly specialized in something and have an amazing resume. Then they'll call you and you'll find work immediately. Otherwise, it takes about 3 months of solid attempts. Otherwise, it takes about 3 months of solid attempts. Every day you have to send out your resume and try, even for the most diverse things. At worst, they'll say no, and here they actually get back to you. So the first thing is the RAV if you have the chance. In my case, I can't because I still need 3 more months of work, as the rule is you must have worked at least 1 year in the last 2 years you've been here in Switzerland to register for the RAV, or find another job right away. If you have to call your ex-boss to ask for extra hours for a hand, do it. Who cares if you look bad? You have to survive in a country where everything is very expensive. Another option is to be a courier. If you do it 100% morning and night, 6 days a week, I guarantee you can live off it quite comfortably. A friend of mine who's doing it morning and night, whom I've known since I've been a courier here in Rapperswil, easily earns 3,600 or 3,700 net. Plus tips, so sometimes he even reaches 4,000 euros net, not gross but net, working 6 days a week though. For now though, guys, if you don't really have money in your account to get by, guys, it's a godsend. Also, you don't need the language much, just use your phone to translate, and you only need a license, which if you have, you can use. Why not? It's super easy, takes literally a day to learn. Another idea is to go to the employment centers. There are so many of them because they earn from the companies they place you in, so they'll do everything to get you into those companies. Now, if you're in German-speaking Switzerland like me and speak German, you're at a huge advantage. Within a month or two, you'll definitely find work. Even if it's a factory job, a job you don't like, well, in this case, it's an emergency. Who cares? If you don't speak German and you're in German-speaking Switzerland like me, it's much harder, but something will surely turn up. You must never give up. He who gives up is lost. And that's not just a saying, it's the plain truth. Persist, persist, persist. Sooner or later, someone will need an Italian who only speaks Italian here in Switzerland because there are plenty of jobs. Let's say the biggest expense you have if you're here in Switzerland is the apartment. It's the thing that costs the most. Then there's definitely the garage if you have a car, health insurance, which is at least 300 euros. Another tip is to try to minimize these expenses as much as possible. I hope for your sake, especially if you're alone, that you don't have a whole apartment to maintain, but just a room. And if you were smart, you got the one that costs the least, as little as possible if you're alone, obviously. If you're not alone, then your partner can easily give you a hand with work, help support you, and so on. I know it's annoying, but for now, this is the situation, and basically, it's impossible to live here without having at least 2,000 euros in monthly expenses to pay, because you'll still have to pay for food, insurance, the garage, and the apartment. These are the minimum expenses everyone here has to pay, period. As for food, there are many solutions. There are places in every city that give out free food, which is food that's about to expire or is unsold. There's also Caritas, which is here in Switzerland too, where you can register. And there are also Swiss Caritas organizations. I don't remember the names now, but they exist. Just look them up on Google and you'll find them. Another service is Madame Frugal, a refrigerator service where people and restaurants put high quality food for those who can't afford it. So you go there, open your fridge, take the food. Obviously it's inside premises, so you have to have the nerve to say, guys, I'm in need right now, I have to take this food. And maybe in the future you can also put a little something there to give to those who are more in need. Otherwise, if you're doing a bit better and have some savings, guys, you should buy things that are near their expiration date, things that are 50% off, 25% off. One example, for instance, is Lidl. What do? I go there in the morning at 9 or 10. Since you're not working, you can easily do it. And there are these giant bags of fruit and vegetables that will expire in a few days, but they get rid of them right away because they don't want to throw them out, which is great. And for 5 francs, 5 euros, you buy this 5-kilo bag of stuff, which is a lot because that stuff would cost you 20 or 25 to buy individually. You take it home and eat your fruit. If it's looking a bit rough, you cook it and make a cake. With the vegetables, you make a side dish, you make a salad. I guarantee you that the things are really excellent. I'm even showing them to you in the meantime, and look at it a bit like a game too. Depending on what's in the bag, you then have to create your own recipes and experiment with new things. Why not? In the same way, especially at Lidl, there are things on sale 25-50% off, which is a godsend, guys. And it's not gross stuff. You're not a bum. You don't have to be ashamed. If the Swiss themselves buy things at 50% off, it's because they're not stupid, like maybe the average Italian who tells you, hey, if you buy things at 50% off that expire tomorrow, you're a bum. No, you're smart because first of all, you're helping the planet. Second thing, if you're going to eat it today, why should you pay double for it? Just to look cool? Looking cool, guys, doesn't get you anywhere except ending up broke in the long run. So buy things on sale. At Lidl especially, there are sections for dry goods, frozen goods, and fresh goods that are on sale that will expire soon or maybe tomorrow and in most cases it's like this. It's stuff that since they change their special products every week or with every flyer, 1 week it's American, 1 week it's Chinese and so on, it's all stuff that wasn't sold, wasn't bought. So how can they fill a shelf with just one bag of rice? They give it to you at 25-50% off. Who are we not to buy it on sale? Why on earth should we buy it at the same price if it's a perfectly good, delicious product that will last you another 3 months at home? And if it's fresh stuff, guys, you can also freeze it. By freezing it, it lasts you another month. If it's meat that's about to expire tomorrow, mind you, it's not already expired with a new label put on. Here in Switzerland, it's absolutely forbidden. And I guarantee you they don't do it because otherwise they'd really lock them up. You can also freeze it and make it last easily another 2 or 3 weeks, or cook it and make it last easily another 3 days. And above all, guys, buy large portions because there's always a better deal on quantity. I know that the little risotto, maybe the ready-made one to heat in the microwave, seems like a good deal at €1, okay? But with €1, you buy a kilo of rice and eat for 4 days. So maybe you have the hassle of cooking, okay, that's fine. But right now you have to think about saving as much as possible and surviving even here in Switzerland, low budget. For example, you can also do what I'm doing now. So I'm at the Rare Street Cafe here to pick up a Too Good To Go. This allows me to save more or less 2/3 of the price of this thing here. Yeah, in this case, I don't know what I'm going to eat, okay, but I know for sure, for certain that this place makes good stuff because I've already tried it. And why pay full price if I can pay a third, especially in a difficult time like this? To give you an idea, this is everything you take home, for example, for 5 francs, which is a bit more than €5. There are 1, 2, 3 little bags. In here, there were some Gipfeli, which are plain croissants. There were 3 of them. I already ate one. My bad. Then here we have, man, these things are massive, guys. I mean, they weigh 8 kilos just by themselves. They're a bit underbaked, but actually I love them like this too. I mean, this is practically a lunch. There are 2 of them. And here we have their bread, a kind of very soft brioche bread, and it's all good, perfect. We paid €5 for all this stuff when you'd pay practically six and something for just this one. There, see for yourselves if it's not worth it. For me, absolutely yes. This for now is everything I'm doing to try to tide things over as much as possible. Please never give up, especially with work, because hiring is just around the corner. You just have to be a little patient. Things are always moving here, it takes time, but at the end of the day, you always find something. A very fundamental piece of advice is go out, guys. Don't lock yourselves at home depressed as hell. Go out, talk to people, especially people who understand you, who have surely been in your situation too, because moving to another country isn't easy for anyone, even if you already have money and you're well off, so you'll surely manage to get help from someone. Even I right now, despite working as a courier, I'm working extra for my former employer. The new employer is giving me a hand to look for extra jobs until April, since he already gave me the contract and I signed it and I'll start with them in April. In the meantime, I've also met a few people whom I thank very much. While I was going to Starbucks, I was walking around the city a bit and They even helped me get introduced to someone who works at the post office who could get me a job at the post office, which would be spectacular. Because here the post office pays well. You're covered for everything. The dream job, really. The only problem is that, well, I don't speak German, so I don't know how appealing I can be to someone like that. And if he hired me, he'd hire me at a lower budget than a Swiss person anyway, naturally. But then again, for those of you who are here and are foreigners, you know very well that we're paid practically 1,000 euros less than what a normal Swiss person would get. I'm with you, and I hope you're with me too. In this case, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because most of you rascals watch my videos but aren't subscribed to the channel. Give me a hand to survive in Switzerland. I bring you interesting videos, you give me a hand so I don't end up on the street. Please, I'm counting on you so much. I hope my advice has been to your liking. And no, don't worry, there will always be someone who will write in the comments that you're bums because you survive on a low budget. But what do they know? It's probably people who have never had difficulties in life. Those who survive like me and you do it in any country and do what they have to do to bring home the bacon, or in this case to try to get by as much as possible until the next job. And guys, there's nothing shameful about doing it. Actually, you're heroes and you don't even know it because people simply give up. And we never give up. That's it, that's all from Switzerland. I'm counting on you, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.